Well, it's that time again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the interview with Craig Veltri.
Thank you, Megan Pennington, and welcome to the interview. Our returning champion is only the third guest in the 3-year history of the Craig Veltri interview to make 2 appearances in the same year. Since her last turn on the program this past January, she has made her way into the podcast realm with the Dani Felt Podcast, a short form program where she offers suggestion and advice on how to better your career and overall well being. That's not to say her music career is slowing down whatsoever. Her latest single is a unique spin on the Guns N' Roses classic Sweet Child of Mine and is available now on streaming and will be played at the end of this episode. Recording in Charlotte, North Carolina, and calling in from Beverly Hills, California, here she is, Dani Felt. Dani, superhero, welcome to the interview.
Hi, Craig. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So excited to have you back. And like I said, a lot's been going on. And the first time that we actually met in person this past November, I remember sitting in this little cafe on the Sunset Strip, and I was politely suggesting that you should get your own podcast, that you should dip your toe into it. And you had mentioned you had been thinking about it. What precipitated you finally taking the leap into this world that we're currently in right now?
I think what inspired me to get back into actually having my own podcast is just
Oh, you've had one
wanting.
before.
I started it, but I had like one episode, so I don't really count that.
Okay, so you had a pilot and didn't go through, basically.
Yeah, basically. So I had one episode. I tried another episode and then deleted it and was like, this just isn't working. But I've been listening to so many podcasts recently, and I just got really inspired and said, I have so much that I want to share with people. And just, I wanted to have a platform that I could share my voice and be a voice of inspiration and empowerment and just positivity and just help people wherever they're at in business and life. And know that what I'm sharing is helping them in some degree, just made me really excited to be like, you know what? The world needs my voice right now. They need to hear from Dani Felt. I need to launch this. Like, this is way bigger than myself. This is about helping other people. And so I relaunched it.
Talk to me about how you plan out your shows. Do you have, it sounds almost like you're ad-libbing the entirety of these episodes. You're shaking your head, yes. So, I mean, do you have an idea of what you're about to say when you go into it? Do you have notes or are you just off the cuff and once you hit the record button?
Yeah, I literally, mm, I,
You were about to say manifest it.
no, I don't remember the word I was about to say, but I literally like almost channel it on the spot because I apply the lessons of what I'm going through in real life and then talk about that. So if something bothers me, I'm like, okay, this is a topic I need to talk about right now. So you're absolutely right. There's no scripts. Everything is completely just like one take because I want to keep it real. I want to keep it raw. I want to keep it like almost like you're inside like my journal, basically.
Hmm. Is it just what's hitting you that day, or are these just thoughts you've had been accumulating over time and you just kind of pull out, okay, we're talking about this today? Like just pull it out of the
It's
Rolodex, if you
really
will.
not planned. It's not like, okay, on like Tuesday, I'm gonna start filming my podcast, or like recording because it's not even video. It's just like very random. I have ADHD, which just can be very random. And I don't feel like I personally be inspired if everything was so planned out and like tedious. And I totally think it's great that everyone is super professional. It's like not my vibe. I just want to say what's on my mind at the moment when I feel like it. Like, I think last week I recorded 5 episodes in a row because I had so much to share. And I'm like up leveling in such a fast way every single week in my business and life. And learning so many things. So it's like, just let me share with you what's happening in real time so you can start applying those lessons and help your own life. Not you, but anyone, basically.
Oh, of course. And what's impressing me the most about the feedback I'm sure you've already are getting, but you've only recorded and released anyway 6 episodes, and already I'm hearing ad rolls in the Spotify thing of it. How without airing out the numbers, how do you feel your fan base is responding to this?
How do I feel the people are
How, or should
responding
I
that I
just say
have ads already?
how is your audience responding, and how are you finding your audience in this so quickly?
Um, with ads, I use a really cool platform called Spreaker, Spreaker. And it lets people put ads on it and you can monetize right away. So it doesn't really matter how many listeners you have, but I've made like $2 so far just in advertising, which I know it's a lot, but I just
Hey,
launched
you
this
can
like a
buy a whole
month
pen with
ago.
that.
What'd you say?
You can buy a whole pen with that.
I know, maybe. I don't know, possibly.
Um, so as far as what you're getting, not just the money, but how are you are you getting viewer or listener feedback already from it, or what kind of how's that been for you so
Two
far?
people rated my podcast so far, I believe. I think two people. I know I did, so maybe it was just me and another person, but someone else also said they did, but I don't see it, so maybe they're just lying. I don't know.
Or just didn't
Sometimes
get
people
around to
just
it.
sometimes people just say things because they want to be nice, but I think I've gotten like 160 downloads so far, which is like plays and streams, and it's not like a million, but I had
You got to
this
start
girl
somewhere.
text me. Sorry, what did you say?
You got to start somewhere for sure.
Yeah, I had this girl text me the other day, and she shared with me that she started applying my manifesting tips and like embodying things and like pretending things happening before they did. And she was going through like a lot of heartache in her career. And she said she started applying everything from my podcast, and then she started like turning things around, and she started manifesting all these things and money and opportunities and a new manager. And that just made me so happy. I was like, this is why I create this podcast, because I want to help and inspire and empower other people to just make positive changes in their life.
You led with that on your first episode, and we've talked around it on the many times that you've been on this program, and just in the conversations that we've had in the in between. As far as what manifesting is, in fact, I've often talked to with several of the people that you've sent my way, and we've gotten to talking about manifesting as well, and what that kind of thing means for us. And to me, and what I heard in that first episode, correct me if the verbiage is a little off, and I'm just trying to put it into my own words. Manifesting is really kind of seeing what you want in the world and reaching out for, maybe not in a covetous kind of way, to use a biblical term, but somebody has something you want, and you're trying to figure out your way how to get it yourself, and trying to be more like that person. Am I on the right track with how you explain manifestation? If not, please correct me.
Manifesting is just creating things into your life, it's just bringing them into your life. Um, you can manifest listeners on your podcast, you can manifest managers. It's just like another way of bringing something from thought and belief into physical form.
When did you come across that philosophy in your life? When, at what point in your life did that start to click for you?
Yeah, so in high school, I think it was high school, my parents yelled to me upstairs, Danny, get down here right now. You need to watch this movie ASAP. I don't care what you're doing. What This is mandatory. You need to watch this movie right now. And that movie was The Secret.
Ah,
And ever since, like, that's a long time to learn that for since high school, right? So it's been a really long time I've also studied from many 6, 7, 8-figure coaches. I bought many courses and many programs and hired many coaches and learned a lot from them who are experts in the word energetics, which has to do with like using energy to like create things, and also has to do with like the nervous system and the subconscious mind. And it's like, it's a lot. It's not just like think of something and it appears. It's like you literally have to reprogram your subconscious to feel and believe what's happening so that you can create it. And then you have to also find safety within your nervous system, because if you're not, if your nervous system doesn't feel safe, then you will block it because your subconscious will say this isn't safe. Like for example, someone could want to be famous, but subconsciously they're terrified and they feel like I don't want to be famous. It's scary because if I'm famous, it's dangerous. My friends, I don't know who's my
Fear of
real
failure and
friends.
famous success can be just as paralyzing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot. It's not just like name something and it comes true. It's a whole process.
It's
Yeah.
not magic. It's not, abracadabra
Hey,
and
I believe
suddenly
in
there's.
magic.
Yes. Say it again.
I believe in magic.
You
I believe
do.
we're all super magical. But there's like there's steps and there's processes and there's a lot more to it than just saying something and it happening, you know? Like it's a lot. I'm obsessed. I love manifestation.
Well, I will ask you this: the as far as manifesting is concerned, what is the most important thing that you feel that you've manifested since you discovered this
There's so
way?
many. One,
If you can only choose one.
I can't choose one.
So
There's
would you
so
say, would it
many.
be fair to say that it's giving you everything?
Everything? Well, it takes time, and I also believe in divine timing.
Hmm.
So I don't think I'm supposed to be a billionaire tomorrow, you know? Because the thing is, when it comes to manifesting and making money, it has to do with who you are being. Like, it's so much about who you become on that journey, which is a lot. There's a lot of things you have to become to make money. Like you have to be courageous. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to have self-respect. You have to love yourself. You have to put yourself first. You have to not be afraid of taking chances. And so it's about like the journey. And so if you say like, what did manifesting give you everything you ever wanted? Like you'll, as a human being, we're always going to desire more. So it's hard to say like, now I have everything I want. You know what I
So,
mean?
so you're saying because your life is not complete yet, you're the answer to that question is inconclusive at the moment. Would that
I
be fair
can
to say?
say that manifesting has given me incredible opportunities, incredible people, like so many amazing things, like moving to LA, like that alone, like manifesting, like a roommate, that was an
We
incredible
talked about that on the program
manifestation.
last time.
Yes. Manifesting the connections I've met in Los Angeles since I've moved here only a year ago, manifesting the opportunities to speak at music colleges, manifesting all the incredible clients and people sometimes texting me out of nowhere and saying, "Hey, I have a client for you to work with on XYZ." Like there's an incredible amount of things that I've manifested. So I'm so beyond grateful for like all the manifestations that I've created, but it's like never ever like everything that I want, because we're always going to want more. That's
Yeah.
the beauty of being human.
It's always a great idea with things of this particular nature is to always do your best to stay in today. So I
Definitely.
totally understand that. We're here with Dani Felt here on the Craig Veltri interview, a service of Scarfire Media and the Scarfire Media Podcast Network. For more on Scarfire Media, visit our website, scarfireradio.net. Check out The Flame, check out the Indie Musicians catalog, and all the other great podcasts here on the Scarfire Media Podcast Network, including the Cool Brother Podcast, The Mothership, Fire Pit, and thank you for listening. to the Craig Veltri interview. All this talk about manifestation, you had told me off the air that you are planning on writing a book. Is the subject going to be on manifestation?
I am planning on writing a book. So I created this book at least 2 years ago at this point. I think it might be longer. And I originally hired an editor to do it, but she edited it all very logical and like I know she used AI and it was just like very logic. There was no heart to it. So I put it aside and was like really sad because I worked so hard on this book and she turned everything into this like very just logical, really boring outline.
Yeah,
And
anytime I read AI written anything, it sounds like I half expect Mr. Spock to be doing the narration of it. It's so dry and rigid and not
yeah,
very
it
floral,
was
so to speak.
missing my brand and my heart. And so I just tossed it aside. But then recently I went on this Zoom
And you have
session.
such a unique voice as far as your songwriting style and your singing style. Um, dare I ask why did you feel you really even needed the help to put your thoughts into book form?
So, so rewinding from that question, so how I started this book was it's a compile of all the emails I've written in the past couple years, right? So that kind of leads to your point of like using my voice, but I needed someone to help me edit it and organize it and put it
Of
into
course.
like themes so that it wasn't just like random emails, right? Because I talk about a million things in the emails. So like a couple weeks ago, basically, long story short, I was on this Zoom session and this amazing woman, these amazing two women named Jasmine and Meg were hosting this free event and they said, what are you looking like what's one of your goals? And I said, to publish my book. And then this editor happened to be on the Zoom call and basically we hit it off and now she's helping me. So I wasn't really focused on the book until this opportunity. I manifested it and she basically offered to help me like really kindly and it's awesome. So now I'm working on it again. Is it about manifestation? It's more than just manifestation. It's about part manifestation. It's like a compile of all the knowledge I have in my head to help people in business and creative industries. So it talks about gratitude, manifestation, beliefs. Like it's like a whole thing. So it's kind of like if you're having a conversation with me, but it's like 100x, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
everything I know to help
As
people
someone
with.
who's played Capcom versus Marvel a couple times, the multiplier analogy rings true. Continue, please.
Oh, I think that was it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just
Well,
yeah.
so do you have a time frame when you plan to finish this book? Does it have a title? What can you say conclusively about how far along
Working
you are in the process?
working on the title. I can say right now I'm in the step of like organizing the different lessons and like themes. Uh, sorry, organizing the different lessons and content into different themes. Like I was talking to my editor a week ago and we came up with like all the different themes. So now it's like just organizing each of those and that's the first step. So I think it will be done in like a year or less, but I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to give like a specific timeline, but I'm just really excited to know that it's finally happening and it's not just like, in the back burner, just like wasting, you know?
Well, congratulations. You're that you're moving forward with such a book and such an undertaking. I did want to ask you about living in California. I'll leave what happened within that environment earlier this year off of the table. But what's happening as the business world is concerned with California? Recent news broke that In-N-Out Burger, a huge staple out in California, are actually moving operations from California to Tennessee. And a lot of other businesses seem to be following suit in that. You just got there at that point. Are such moves giving you pause to remaining in California?
Yeah, the thing is, like, how do I say this? Trying to think how to word this. I focus on what I have control over and like my reality and like my clients and my business. And I don't really focus on like what's happening outside of that because it's like not really relevant to like the success I have, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Because I'm such a big believer in manifestation and power, right? So if like someone was like, okay, like it's hard to make money in California, then it's like, why do I want to focus on that belief? You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So it's
So
like
are you
there's
saying that you want California? You're willing to eat the cost, is what you're trying to say.
I'm saying that I definitely like I'm in LA like divinely. Like I came here for like divine timing. I was led here. I manifested a roommate in like a week from like coming here for my birthday. Like the amount of connections and relationships I've built since being here only a year. So, I mean, yeah, some people are leaving, but some people are also moving here. And there's always timing for people. Sometimes people have been here for a long time. I literally just got here like a year ago, and I don't really miss Nashville. I mean, like I miss my friends. I love my friends. Like you're awesome. I'm glad you're moving to Nashville. But
Working
like
on it.
I'm
Yeah.
here to take over the film world. So I've been in the music industry for like 13 years, but I came to LA to build relationships with film and TV and to produce shows and movies and my musical I've worked on forever and just like be a
I did want to
producer.
ask you. You bring up the musical and a couple of other projects. One of the things that intrigued me most about our conversations is that you brought up that you're working on a musical about mental health. You were pretty mum about some of the details about it. Can you give a little more clarity as to what this project is and how far along you are as far as financing, casting, and that could bring that out into the world?
I really can't talk about any of the projects at the moment. I'm pretty much under NDA on everything.
Oh wow! So
But
so you're even that far ahead though.
yeah, I can't really talk about anything related to film. All I can say is that people um sometimes they're like called to move to different places and that's totally fine if lots of places are going to Nashville and Nashville's an incredible place. But like I feel like I'm meant to be in LA to like help people here in whatever capacity that is. And everything has aligned really strongly since I moved here. So I feel like it's definitely like meant to be. But as far as talking about projects, I can't really talk about any of it, unfortunately.
Very
But
well.
yeah.
Well, that be the case. The one question that I did want to ask, just about some of the branding that you've had. I mean, you
Yeah.
came dangerously close to renaming yourself Dani Cali not too
Hmm.
long ago, but you did rename one of your businesses Cali Connector.
Hmm.
Is this still uh, music industry mastery, but under a different name, or is this a completely different offshoot that you've come
I
across?
just like the name Cali Connector. I feel like it just fits me. My only company, not my only company, but like my only music marketing agency is Music Industry Mastery, but I just love the name, so I just stuck with it and bought the domain for it. I would love to have hats one day that say Cali Connector. Like that'd be so fun. The branding, I
It
really
would look
would.
so good on a billboard on Sunset Boulevard, I tell you, man.
Oh, that would be so cool. I should make that one of my goals. Cali Connector, like, and the Dani Felt Podcast as like a billboard in LA.
Yeah, sure would beat the hell out of seeing an OnlyFans model on a billboard out there. God bless America. But I will. But talking about the Sunset Strip and talking about LA music, I think very few bands should come to mind quicker. Van Halen, Motley Crue, Poison, and of course Guns N' Roses. And you have put your hands on one of the most, let's say, popular songs in the history of music in the last 50 years in Sweet Child of Mine. You collaborated with Dallas uh, I almost always say Dallas Clark, who was a tight end for the Indianapolis Colts, but Dallas Jack, who
Hmm.
also produced my brand new single, Saving Up Dreams, which is available on streaming. And as of the release of this episode on Friday the 8th, your single drops. And it is a complete reimagining of Sweet Child of Mine, which lyrically could have and might have, well, should have been a ballad. And you take a completely different shift. Talk to me about how you reimagined this song.
So I want to also shout out my producer who arranged all the instrumentals, Ernie Lee. And Dallas mixed it, but Ernie was the one that brought me into this project. And this was like a sync opportunity. So he called me up. Like I said, I've manifested a lot of incredible relationships since I've been in LA. And he called me up and was like, there's a sync opportunity. They're looking for old school music. Do you want to try this? And that's kind of how that song got created. We had one day to go in the studio and record it. And that's what happened. It's yeah, I'm really proud of this song. The cover. This is my first cover I've ever released, so I'm pretty excited. And it kind of reminds me of like Lion King. It's like this like
Lion
gentle,
King.
like soulful, like heartfelt version, I think.
Hmm. Do you having talk to me about working with this producer that I missed the name on. How working with them and as far as the arrangement is concerned, was it completely his idea to go that way? You know, obviously sync opportunity, which means this is going to be on TV, this is going to be in commercials, it's going to be, I don't want to say background noise, but it is going to be for the intent purpose of being part of a scene and not just something to stand on its own. Talk to me about how he and you came to putting the parts in its place.
Yeah, no, he's the creative genius behind it. He came up with the arrangement. Every time we come together on a song, like he creates the instrumentals and then just has me do the vocals and has a vision and tells me the mood and the tone of the vibe and how to come across, and I do my best to fit that. So no, it's all him. Ernie Lee is his name. He's awesome.
Dangerous question, I'm sure, to anybody who is a long-standing artist, because if you ask me, it's a very difficult one to come up with. But if you had your choice, what is the one song that you would love to cover?
I love so many songs. This is a hard question.
Exactly. I hesitated to ask, but
I
I got
love
one.
The Climb so much,
Miley
and
Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus, and I also love Anyone from Demi Lovato. I think those are my two top favorite songs. I feel like they're easier to sing in my range, so I just really appreciate them.
And I
And
think
any
the climb,
musicals.
I do hear your voice on that, and I think you could really. There are a lot of parts where it does push, but it wouldn't really strain you. I would say,
Hmm.
am I on the right track about the challenge about that song, the climb, if you
Yeah,
will?
I love The Climb. I think that was one of the songs I learned when I was auditioning for The Voice. So I think that's why it's also really special to me.
Hmm.
That was like a long time ago. But
How
yeah.
far along did you get in? I've tried out for three of those such shows, and I didn't even get it past the screening. How about you?
Oh, me neither.
uh,
But
that's
but I found my roommate in New York because I auditioned for The Voice because I had to stay at her place. This is how I manifest. My whole life is a manifestation. So when I was going to New York, I needed a place to stay because auditions were like 5 a.m. or something. So I need to like stay at someone's place. And I didn't live in New York at the time. And so my mom's friend's client happened to have an opening. And so that's how I met her. And then she like lost her job a few weeks later or something like that. And she needed money. And so she let me stay with her. And I got to move to New York a month later, pretty much.
wow.
So
Uh,
yeah.
right place, right time for sure. Do you it so we got the new single coming out from you. You'll hear it at the end of this episode. Is how much more music is coming from you, or is this going to be it for you this year?
So actually, Ernie actually called me back in for a new opportunity just a few weeks ago, and I got to record a Christmas cover, which is funny because I'm Jewish.
Because you're Jewish, yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
it
I mean,
was so much fun.
we had
Yeah.
Jordan Seawick on a couple of weeks ago, and he talked in length about how he does enjoy the rather jazzy Christmas covers, even though he is in fact Jewish, but his wife is a Christian. So,
Mm-hmm.
what song in question? What song you're gonna be putting out for the holidays?
Trying to remember the name. I'm so bad.
You, okay, but you did say you're going in to record it,
No, I
so
recorded it. I just have to remember it.
oh my. Um, do you have a favorite holiday theme song?
Um, the one Mariah Carey sings,
All I
All
Want for
I
Christmas Is
Want.
You.
Yeah, I love that song.
You know, I used to be in retail, and everybody says that oh, it's the nightmare you're gonna hear. Trust me. Up on Santa Claus Mountain, um, Let It Go for some unknown reason. Look, I liked Frozen as much as the next guy. Please no. All I'm trying to say is there are worse songs than that one, and even that song has such a great charm. Mariah
I
can
love that
do
song.
almost no wrong, glitter notwithstanding. But so the what is it about? I mean, as somebody who is not a practicing Christian, in fact, is Jewish. I mean, what is it about that song that speaks to you that you enjoy so much?
You know, Craig, I just like to take opportunities when they're presented. And because I spent like hours recording this song, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take the vocals, give it to Dallas, and we're going to create a whole new version of it. And it's going to be awesome. So, though I didn't get picked for that specific opportunity, I don't want to waste an opportunity if I already went into the studio and recorded. Oh, also, I have another project actually. Um,
Yeah, of
yeah.
course you do. What is it?
Yeah. Sorry. What?
Well, I'd love to hear about that the one project on top of everything else. But what's going to be different about All I Want for Christmas Is You by Dani Felt?
That's not the song. That's just the song I love. I don't remember the name of
Okay,
the song.
you had me excited, but the song in question, if it has come to you, what's going to be different about the
It's a very
composition?
short song. I remember that much, but I just can't think of it. It's like a very obvious something about Christmas.
Oh,
I don't know.
well, that narrows it down.
Too much
Um,
data in my head. I'm sorry.
well, so what else? What is an original composition, or is it going to be another sync
So,
opportunity?
oh, okay. So to answer your question, they wanted like a really moody, depressing version of this Christmas song. So I was very excited to be called in to do this because my brand is totally all about dark pop and moody and like sad and dramatic and
We've
theatrical.
heard Queen. Yep.
Yeah, and so I was just very excited. And so I want to try to get Dallas to make it more like a dark pop version vocally and just have it be like this like moody version of it, not like happy. Because I just think that would make it different.
I mean, sad Christmas songs are not exactly a thing that is foreign to the motif. I've sung uh Please Come Home for Christmas, Christmas Baby, Please Come Home. Uh to the point in which once I did a gig, a guy was like, Stop singing all the sad Christmas songs. I'm like, I'm going through a divorce, dude. Leave me alone. But anyway,
Yeah, sing away. Why not?
well, you know this part of the show, Danny. A nice way of closing. It's called the No Kidding Questionnaire. A couple of rapid fire questions. First thing that comes to your mind whenever you're ready.
Wait,
Anyway,
but I didn't tell you the last project.
oh gosh, you did not.
Let me tell
Pause.
you really
Go
quick.
ahead.
I manifested this. I had to share it.
Please.
So my goal has been to get songs in sync, right? To get my music in a film or TV or advertisement. And I happened to connect with this client at this I think it was some opportunity that I got invited. You have to go to stuff you're invited to because I feel like you're meant to a lot of times and you get invited to these random things. So I got
I've
gifted
had
to go
so
to
many.
this event.
I've thrown so many parties where people don't show up. I feel bad saying no to all of that, so I have no problem with that. I completely agree as well. So you were saying,
Yeah, no, I just feel like I'm a big believer in divine timing. And so I got invited to this event. And long story short, I met this woman who's doing this really cool project. I don't want to talk about the project yet, but me and my friend are writing this custom song for her brand. And I'm like really excited.
well, is it one of the? Can you can't give specifics, probably not, but can you at least is it going to be another dark pop kind of song?
No, no, no. It's gonna be like a song about making a difference and like people making a difference and coming together. And I'm just really excited. It's totally out of my wheelhouse because I usually do very dramatic stuff. But this is very like heartfelt and like community and we got this. And so I think I hit my goal, which is to write a song for a brand. So I didn't have to compete with all these other hundreds of songs. I just found a brand that hired us to write music. So I'm very excited about it.
Excited for you, Danny. Well, as I was saying, we have a nice way of closing on the Craig Veltri interview called the No Kidding Questionnaire. A couple of rapid fire questions. First thing that comes to your mind, whenever you're ready, away we go. Childhood celebrity crush.
I listened to my interview last time, so I'm trying to make sure I don't give you the same answer. I
well,
literally listened to it last week. Um,
well, I did have a question about your previous crush, but if you can think of somebody else.
Justin Timberlake was a good one too.
My sister actually was a huge NSYNC fan, though her favorite was Lance, and I actually grew to like I got Justin's first two solo records. He was great, and do you still hold a? Would you still say you're still a JT fan now?
I don't really listen to his music anymore.
Mm. After after Man in the Woods, I don't think many people were after that. With all due respect to the man, but well, what was it about him back then? Was it his many types of hairstyles, or was it?
It was him in the Hillary Duff movie. No, wait, that was Chad Michael Murray. Oh my gosh. I'm mixing everyone up today. You know what? I take it back. I'm gonna go to Chad Michael Murray from One Tree Hill.
Yeah. As I said, I'm recording in Charlotte. They shot a lot of the principal photography in Charlotte, North Carolina. Never watched the show once.
What? It's so good. You have to watch it. It's amazing.
Uh, it's a soap opera, and I watch pro wrestling, so I'm good on that front. So, I'll not what's the what is it? A friend of mine says not to ick anyone's yum, but ick. But I digress from that point. I did have a look into it, and your previous answer to that question was Jesse McCartney. And it turns out he actually does he's still active. He put out a record, I believe, about 3 years ago. Have you heard any of his new stuff? You shake your head no.
I haven't.
Okay. Well, moving on with the question. What was your favorite subject in school?
Favorite subject in school? I don't feel like it's really changed, but I guess if I give you a new answer, it would probably be like choir or the plays, if that counts
So
as
the
subjects.
performing arts.
Yeah.
So are you obviously you still have a desire to be involved in the musical theater? What was your favorite role that you played when you were going up through? Because I'm sure you were in the musicals in high school and stuff like that.
Well, when I went on vacations, I'd always cover the song Tomorrow from Annie. I was obsessed with Annie.
I loved it too.
So good. And then also me and my friends and my sister, we always do songs from Hairspray. We do all the dances from the musical Hairspray. So Hairspray and Annie, I would say were like the top two.
Hairspray was one that I enjoyed, but I couldn't sing you a song from it if my life depended on it. It's I liked
What?
it. I liked it. I just don't. It just didn't stay in there. But
Baltimore.
well, Good Morning Baltimore, of course, everybody remembers that one. But
I love that song.
yes, even as a Steelers fan, I can appreciate because Baltimore
Yeah,
Ravens are their main rivals. So, but
fair.
what occupation other than your own would you like to attempt?
TV producer.
You had mentioned that you were, and I'm gonna be his
I
mum
don't want to
about it
say
too.
like top TV producer.
Oh, okay, so not developmental programs and pilots like working on actual.
The top of the top, whatever is the top.
Hmm. Do you have an ideal situation, an ideal show that you would like to be producer of, or are you not that picky on that subject?
Only shows I'm interested in.
Only shows
Also,
you're interested
documentaries would be cool.
in.
The Craig Veltri documentary, starring Craid Veltri.
Watch as a nearly 40-year-old man sits on a beach and just looks at it. But
And makes music and moves to Nashville and starts a podcast and has cool music and music videos.
You are far too kind and terrible for my ego. Thank you, Danny. Um,
That's what I do. I hype everyone up. I'm hyping the people's egos. All my clients, they're the most amazing person in the whole world. They're so happy.
yeah, look at this smile. Look at this smile. Um, what now that just if anything, just to give my head a second to deflate.
All
What
right, I'm
job under
waiting.
and no circumstances would you never want to attempt?
I don't want to work for horseback riding companies because or anything to do with farms.
Oh, uh, horseback riding companies. I was like, so you wouldn't want to work like at Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky, where they have the Kentucky Derby.
No, I just remember it was really scary being on the horses, and I just remember they would go fast, and I was scared I was gonna fall off, and it was terrifying.
Oh, so you would never like a horseback rider, like any kind like being in a rodeo, working on
Or
a
just being
ranch.
in farms. I don't like the smell of the farms. I'm just no.
Mm. Uh, yeah, I've been told horses are quite gentle creatures. I've been in rural areas a lot, and I've known a lot of people who have dealt with you know riding on horses. But
Yeah,
I basically have ridden the glorified merry-go-round where they just like put you on a horse and they just walk you around the pen for a little while. So yeah, I
that's way less scary than when they go fast and you're thinking, "Oh my God, I'm gonna go flying."
mm, no, I've never ridden horseback. I wouldn't rule it out. I've never even been to a rodeo before, but I have once got hit in the head by a mechanical bull. So that explains
Oh
why.
my God. Ouch.
Yeah, bull. It was a mechanical calf more so. So I get thrown off, and the bull keeps spinning. So here's my head. Here comes the bull.
Oh my
There I go.
God.
So, which my and it's had absolutely no effects on trees. Uh, what is your go-to food on a road trip?
Uh, I'm obsessed now, but I don't know if this counts like a road trip food, but I'm obsessed with this Chobani vanilla protein powder and coconut yogurt, and it literally just tastes like cookie dough. So
Sounds like it would. Yes.
it's so good. It only has 2 grams of sugar and it's 5 ingredients um in this protein powder, which I just discovered. I think it's giving you a lot of energy.
Um, uh, uh, our listeners might be one to agree with that. And honestly, I'm looking for alternatives to caffeine. So I'll
I need
send
to
me the
become an
recipe.
affiliate because it's so good. I'm obsessed. I've been having it every day and I've only just bought it a couple of days ago. But you can bake with it. Anyway. It's
Well,
really good.
well, if you could have dinner, maybe over protein cookie dough with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh. Mm, this is a really hard question too.
It's my favorite one.
Well, my dad's like second cousin wrote the song The Greatest Love of All, Linda Creed, so it would have been
Really?
pretty cool to talk to her. She worked with the stylistics.
Oh yeah. And great song, bravo. Have you? Is she still with us? Have you met her before? Or?
No, 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 no. She died of breast cancer.
Oh, what a pity. My aunt's a breast cancer survivor. I'm so sorry. Um, well,
I've never met her, but I helped raise money for her foundation, the Linda Creed Breast Cancer Foundation, in college, and I just thought it was cool that she wrote the song, which is an incredible song. So it would be pretty cool to meet her. But I mean, I have a million answers because it's like, also, I'm really sorry about your aunt.
yeah. Well, not to mention the fact it sounds like you live the lyrics to the song "Learning to Love Yourself is the Greatest Love of All."
Yes.
Uh, Dani Felt, I've heard a few good ones on your podcast already, but what is your biggest pet peeve?
I talked about that on my podcast.
Episode two might qualify as one, but you brought up a couple of things that irk you.
Biggest pet peeve. I really, I am very selective when it comes to what people speak. So if I'm meeting someone and everything out of their mouth is just negativity, immediate turn off.
Mm,
Not my vibe. Sorry.
mm.
Love and
I
light, but like can't have a conversation with you very long if that is all you are about in life.
yeah, I've always believed that we are collecting on each other's energies,
Mm-hmm.
and always I don't mind hearing someone's negative. I don't mind hearing somebody having problems. I got to hear some solutions at the end of and at the end of your ranting because I'm seeking solutions out here. I while I can
Mm-hmm.
empathize with it, I it's your life to live in it. I'm trying to make mine better. So I yeah, you have someone who
Solutions.
agrees.
That's the key. My coach always says, anytime I complain about something, focus on the solution. Focus
Mm,
on the solution. Focus on the solution. Because if you're just like focused on problems, then it's like it's not going to get you very far. Got to focus on the solution. So it's so important, Craig. You
mm,
you agree. You understand.
yes. Last question of the questionnaire, Danny. What is the best advice that anyone has ever given you? You've given so much.
My grandfather always says, Danny, the world is your oyster. Like, go for everything that you want in life. You could have anything you want in the world. And I really like that advice. I learned that since I was a kid. He's been telling me that since I was a kid. And it's like, it's so important to believe that and to have belief of just like what's possible for you. Because I think sometimes people forget because they're like seeing things from one perspective and their own reality and their own glasses, right? But like sometimes you have to like get new glasses, new perspective, and realize that more is possible for you than you could have possibly imagined. And starting to just like play with that possibility and that belief system is really powerful.
Mm.
So, yeah.
You used the keyword brand new perspective. I give you my recovery from alcohol abuse in a nutshell right there. I completely agree with all of that. And
Yeah.
the world is your oyster. I haven't heard that in quite a while. That's refreshing to hear it once more through your voice. And speaking of things through your voice, this is the part of the show that every guest should enjoy the most. You know what time it is. It's time for shameless self-promotion. Your cover of Sweet Child of Mine drops on all of the streaming platforms, and your brand new podcast is also on the streaming platforms. Where can we find it? Where can we find you? Fire away.
The Dani Felt Podcast is on Spotify, iHeartRadio, this platform called Spreaker, which might be hard to understand when I'm saying it, but yeah.
I know the platform. But...
And then Sweet Child of Mine. All streaming platforms. And I can't believe I can't think of this Christmas song. It's gonna drive me crazy. I'll probably remember it the second I get off this podcast. But
if you do, I'll mention it in the credit read. But
if I have any excuses, it's like I'm just working on a million things and talking to a million people, and it's like the last thing on my mind right now. But yeah,
I've forgotten album and singles names in interviews. You're not the only one that's
I feel like it's so
ADHD,
embarrassed.
so.
Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, she doesn't know a song that she just recorded." Whatever. You know what? I'm human. This is my human moment.
Well, and what's more is that there are plenty more wonderful human moments to come from one Dani Felt. And Dani, thank you again, not only for everything you have done for this podcast and everything that I have enjoyed out of you in the time that I've known you. Above all, for the moment, thank you for joining me here today on the Craig Veltri interview.
Thank you, Craig, so much. This was amazing.
The Craig Veltri interview, where Craig Veltri interviews wonderful people, is a production of Scarfire Media, the voice of the independent arts. Written and edited by Craig Veltri. Your announcer is Megan Pennington. The opening theme, Shut Up, I Love You, written by Trenton Chandler and Craig Veltri, performed by Craig Veltri, produced by Jack Gavin. The new single, Saving Up Dreams, is available now. I told you I would have an announcement through my social media, and I'd make an announcement this weekend. Well, it's out. I'm happy for it. Saving Up Dreams, available on streaming. If you haven't heard it yet, you can find it on streaming now. You don't have to go back and listen to the Dallas Jack interview. But if you want to, I highly encourage you to do so. But regardless, Saving Up Dreams, available now, along with the Off the Road sessions, the 4 singles that I released under the auspices of the production, rather, of P.T. Houston at his Off the Road studios in Franklin, Tennessee, along with all of my music, Letters to the Defendant, Vagabond, and the singles Shine On and Fallen For You. They're all available on streaming, whichever streaming you so desire to use. Time now to update the event calendar, because you must know where I am at all times. Brought to you in part by Sandpiper Entertainment. Saturday, August 9th, Inlet Prohibition Company in Murrells Inlet from 5 to 8 p.m. Sunday, August 10th, Land Shark Bar and Grill on the Myrtle Beach Boardwalk from 6 to 9 p.m. Then Thursday, August 14th, Tin Roof Myrtle Beach from 6 to 9 p.m. For full dates, go to craigveltri.bandzoogle.com. For booking info, including full band and this podcast, email me at craigveltriofficial@gmail.com. You can find the interview on Facebook by searching the Craig Veltri interview, YouTube at Craig Veltri Music, TikTok at Craig Veltri, and you can find me on Instagram, or as my old roommate, the Tommy Thomas, used to call it, Instagirl, at Craig.Veltri. For Dani Felt, I'm Craig Veltri, and this has been the Craig Veltri interview. With that, I'll pass. As we anxiously await her version of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, here's Dani Felt with her version of Sweet Child of Mine on the Craig Veltri interview, proud member of the Scarfire Media Podcast Network.
She's got a smile that, it seems to me, reminds me of childhood memories, where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky. Now